doce fé, esperança do porvir. Nome bom, doce fé, esperança do porvir.
Why do we do this? It is always very important to say. We are one nation, uh, and we are spiritual being. We are the children of the Most High, which means we are gods as well. We are spiritual, which means that Nzambe has a process how he wants to save us, to make us clean, to make us to become a light, a front of humanity. And that's why we are going through this process, okay, like repentance, knowing more about the laws and statutes, knowing more about our prophecies, receiving the healings that we need. um, um, you know, then the next step, if we pass through all this, the next step will be the repatriation, like the homecoming. But before that, it depends what the Nzambe will reveal us, because some of us will be the people that will be the way for others, to lead others to be saved as well, or to come home, or they will be used from the Most High Spirit in different kinds of forms. And this is what we want to hear. We want to hear from the Most High where he wants to use us. And we want also to hear from him that our name is really written in the book of life. Okay. And this is why we are here. Of course, I'm not working alone. We have also other assemblies, Saturdays, from the Bantus, and very very soon we are learning together, the leaders. We're gonna work together very very soon. We're gonna work together, but before we work together, we want to learn from each other, because we have different kinds of giftings, so that we can know where we're gonna use, who will do what and in which forms, and it must become very professional. And we also want to work, how can I explain, we also want to not only to do it Saturdays, but also to give our lessons, like some people do not only preach, but they give there's classes, healing and prophetic and all these kinds of things. We'll have his days. So the most of the things, if you have a problem, or if you want to have a private, if you want to talk to me private with your family, or you yourself, you have mostly to kind of contact Sister Kim or Sister KK, and then you can come to me, so that we can talk about everything what you want. But okay, we are here in the Assembly of Yissa'Yah Kongo in the world. We are Muntu, we are the Bantus, and we believe that the Most High will have a way for us, that everything is that is happening now, it's happening for a purpose, that he will use us in this moments, in this time of darkness, in this time of persecution, and in this apocalyptical time, that everything, that he has everything under control, because we believe in the all-powerful God, Tata Nzambe, Yamazulu, and the divine powers that our ancestors worshipped. We believe in unity. We believe in love. We believe that we can come together. We believe that we can build our kingdom again. Okay, we are really hard working on that, by the way. This is the main, this is the main process. Also, Yaya Kefas joined us and stuff. This is where we put all our forth, all our everything what we have. We're putting on the rebuilding of the tabernacle of Dawidi. Yeah, so that one day we can go back to the mountains, pray to our ancestors, people can call it what they want, see the Most High again, talking to us, to our children, understanding the divine powers, understanding the cosmos, going back to our treasures, everything peacefully, everything silent, but not only blah blah talking, but really doing that what the Most High wants. And I believe and I know that the Most High has prepared people from the four corners to the earth to join us, to help us with this mission. And sometimes we only need to believe. We need hope. We need to believe. And if you have it, then you have to work on it. You have to work on it. One thing that I have really to do if I go back to Angola, just remember me. I will do like in the same way that I do the Saturday lessons. I will do on Sunday 2 times. I will give the healing lesson. I will give the healing lesson for everyone that maybe Sister Kim will be already there in Angola. Because we know spiritually, we know who's who here. Yeah, of course, the most of the people doesn't know who they are spiritually now because we are far away from each other. And even if you start feeling the body shaking, you feel that you can see different kinds of things in dreams or even in lifetime, or that you even can say things, it happens, etc. It needs always someone to unlock these kinds of things. And that's why the movie of Brother Kifas, hey, my goodness, everyone that watches this movie is a 100K movie. My goodness. Okay, let us start. Kobe, start.
Okay.
You brought us.
Okay, CM everybody. I wanted to quickly just give a little insight into this awakening. I'm not sure if my brother's gonna come in, but we've been working on things together and we wanted to just give a glimpse. So it's first I want to start on the concept of the onion. I believe it's very important for all of us to observe nature. And the reason I love the onion is because the onion has so many layers. And I'm starting with this point because it's very important for us to realize that when you observe an onion, there's an outer layer, and then it goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper until its inner core. So, and this awakening, this whole life is like that onion that we use every day, because a lot of the times what we perceive is the outer layer, which is pretty much the beginning aspect of things. It's the outermost layer of it, as opposed to the inner core. And so when you take that onion and reflect that to yourself, or embody that onion, you see that the body is really, you are the cosmos. Some of us know that, some of us don't, but we all come from a different walks of life, and it's fine. I see my brother is in, so Wabi, you can start, and then I'll pick up.
Picking up from where my brother said, today I wanted to talk about the core, the center. The center is the place, it's the only place of existence. We've been sometimes misled to see, like, we've been misled so much about the center. When we talk about the concept of heaven, heaven is a representation of the center. When we talk about like the center, it's the place that births everything. In other words, it's the root. Yeah, the root is the heaven because it is the beginning of all. For people who understand, the Bible or certain aspects esoterically, meaning from the inside, that everything starts from spirit to matter, meaning it starts from spirit, which is the unseen, and it goes to matter. And let me give an example. Every time we see, when we see a tree, without its roots, the tree cannot stand. Yeah. So The root represents the center and also represent the heaven. It's the place where something starts, like it's the place that gives the energy. It's the place that gives the power to everything. We understand spirit as being energy. It's what powers up, and then like it's what powers up the body. And so when we understand the center, we are talking about the innermost. It's something that lies within. Now, if you understand the tree, so like the reason why I'm going with this is because we're, even our concept of what is north and south, what is heaven, has been kind of misunderstood. When we talk about, heaven, like everything is relative to the core. So if we take the earth core, that is the only thing of existence. Okay, so when we are standing on this earth, we're standing on the ground. That ground, it's the place of existence, because beyond this open space, we stand on this ground because of the gravitational force that pulls us towards this ground. So why am I pulling all this? I'm going to start, for instance, with a tree. When you see a tree, its roots, its roots is what holds it. So in the human, when we talk about the heaven, in the physical form, the heaven, the physical form, we're talking about the mind. Why? Because the mind, the nervous system, is similar to roots. When you look at all the nerves that connects the brain into the brain, it's really the root. So a person, the way we stand opposite to the ground, and that is because how we kind of how we interact with things like the sun. But I'm not trying to get there. But if there's one thing I want you guys to remember: heaven is the root of all. It's the root. The brain is what is the nervous system that connects, everything. It's the root. So when you hear in the beginning, God created the heaven the heaven and the earth. There's many layers to that. In the physical layer, we're talking about the heaven means the head. And then the rest of the body is what you call the earth. And then you have the neck, which if you understand things like Lingala, you have the Kingo. So to be a king is really receiving from the heaven, the head, passing it down to the neck to the rest of the body. And this is why when God's in the Bantu philosophy, God would appoint kings. Those kings were not only kings, but also prophets. They were prophets because they were the link between the head and the body. That's why you get the word in Lingala, Kingo, but it's what's been changed in English as kings. Yeah. Now, once you understand that, then you start to understand, relative to the ground, we are walking with our roots up, with our head up. Relative to the ground, the tree is in the same direction, meaning its root is implanted there. Now, if I'm getting to places where, it may be a little bit hard for people to understand, I think I would want to just stop there. But if there's really anything, we got to stop believing that heaven is up. That's one of the things that has been changed in the Bible. Heaven is never up. It's really the root. When we say Tata Nzambe is the spirit, Tata Nzambe is the root, is the energy, is the all energy which powers up this body. So it is the root. Heaven is never Likolo. In fact, if you study Lingala, understand Likolo is the leg. So just to put into perspective, Likolo is the leg. I guess Likolo in English would be what we would call, I think
up.
Like pretty much what I'm trying to say is that when we stand on our feet, our feet in Lingala is Likolo. And this is what in the Bible has been mistranslated as heaven. So when the heaven that the Bible talks about, it's talking about our feet. But if you see, when we stand up, our feet ends up touching the ground. To let you know that no, the heaven is what is like, it's the place that is like, it's the place in like, it's the place like, it's the root, and then well, I think I'm kind of like I think there's another layer that I probably need to add there, but I'm not sure if everybody in the audience will be ready to hear that. So I think just to make things very short, I just want to say that heaven is like heaven is the root. When we think about heaven, we think about the ground, which starts up everything. So that's really all I had for today.
Get that. Thank you, Yah. So yeah, I hope everybody got that. And in this awakening, the other thing too, it's pretty much everybody brings a piece of a puzzle, you know, and we all understand things at our own pace. And that's the beauty of it. You know, there's unity in diversity and diversity inside unity. And to add to his point now, this is where I come in. I want to share this picture real quick. Let me see if I can share my screen. One moment. Share content. Okay. All right. Unfortunately. Okay, so unfortunately I can't share it because it's saying on this meeting. Nope. Maybe I could send this to Yah Mikhael. And then if he wants, I'm gonna send it to him now. Okay, I just sent it. Yeah, I just sent you on WhatsApp. If you think it's important, then go ahead. If not, it's no problem either. But basically in that picture, it's very, so this photo right here, as I was observing, something clicked in me. If you notice, you see a man, that's the brain. You see a man sitting on the throne, if you're really careful. That's the observation I got through insight. And then you see we have 12 cranium. So that represents who you call, Jesus or whatever, whoever you relate to. There's 12 craniums as the 12 disciples. And you see, that's the heavens, what my brother talked about, the brain. I'm just going to keep it simple. And basically you see that the king tells the 12 disciples to go to the nations and spread the word. And if you know that, and if you know that we're standing on the, if you know that, so for example, what we call crown is really just, it means outermost layer. And our outermost layer is our feet. So when you say Christ, so I just wanted to point out, because I think we're having a misunderstanding of what Christ is and Messiah is. And it was very important to point out a lot of this stuff are really inner. That's what I started with an onion, because the outermost layer is the most shallow aspect of this awakening. But as you open up, you go deeper and deeper into the onion, you go into the most inner core. And as you go in, you're supposed to embody these characters. They're supposed to be aspects of you. So when you see that layer, the 12 cranium can send the messages to the rest of the body, which is really the nations, Gentiles, all the way to the outermost layer. So when you say Christ walked the earth, he literally did. The spirit did walk the earth, because it dwells inside this body, this world, and then our feet is connecting to the outermost layer of the earth, which is the ground. And our feet is our outermost layer. So it connects almost like a mirror. So as it's connecting, yes, Christ did walk the earth, because that consciousness went from the brain all the way down. And so Christ did walk the earth, because that consciousness that dwells up there walked. The king did. And it's very important to know the levels of it. As you go into the inner aspect, you're supposed to embody these characters. They're supposed to be aspects of you. And that's the reason why this picture is very important. And I thought it's important for us to start to just to open up to this view, as opposed to what we always knew as, the reading it literally. That's why Yissa'Yah says, right? I am. The I am is very important. When you say I am, pause, because when you pause, you realize I am. There's a vibration. It denotes eternity. It denotes everlasting, because when I say I am just is simply I am. I'm not saying anything else. However you perceive that, that's up to you. And that I am denotes eternity. I am not of this world. The I am, the eternal, the energy. Because what's the laws of the thermodynamics? Its energy cannot be created nor destroyed. And that's the aspect why we say, oh, we are gods here. A God, not the God, but a God. We are, we have a duality, because you get the human being. The human is the physical aspect of our essence, and then the being, again, it's similar to the I am, because it's eternal. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So that when he says, I am not of this earth, that energy dwelling within the body, you're recognizing that I am. When you say I am, it's not denoting to your name or anything. And so I am not of this earth or this world is denoting to the body, because the body is the body is carbon, pretty much carbon, and that is of this physical reality. We always use carbon is always used to denote the earth, the physical reality. So I am that spirit is not of this world, indeed, because it's not of this earth, because flesh and spirit war against each other. And so you see this picture right here, the king on his throne sending the 12 disciples throughout to spread the gospel to the nations. So so if anything you want to take here is to learn to to internalize things and take things as and actually understand it. You want to understand its foundation, overstanding, seeing from an eagle eye, seeing from the top all the way down. And then you want to understanding, because when you go in, you go out. If you want to go out, you have to go inside. That's power.
Yeah. And then just lastly, I wanted to add, just like along those line, really, what we came to understand is that the Bible has many layers, and one of its layers, it's talking about the human body, the human mind, and the evolution of the human soul. So like there are multiple layers. You can also look at it spiritually, historically, all those things. Another layer, which is going inside the onion, is when you start to discover that it's also talking about the human body, the human mind, and the human soul. For instance, my brother gave an example of how, like the man on the throne is sitting there and then sending his disciples, meaning like those disciples are like nerves to give message into the body so that the body can do everything. And then another aspect is, for instance, I will give, right now, a lot of us, Bantu, were getting prepared for the Exodus. And one character that we all know is Moses. Moses is the act of Moses first also happened on the outer layer, meaning there was an Exodus also happening physically. But there's also an Exodus that we all need to develop, which is within. Moses within represents the willing power, the willpower to take yourself from the possession of the flesh, meaning from all the addictive behavior, and then to rise up in consciousness, going towards the brain, because the brain represents going towards the heaven, going towards the, starting to work in your mannerism, your inner mannerism, so that you can discover God within you. So you can meet God, meet God within you. So you can meet the fire. And the fire within is really representative of the heart. It's really taking your low way of thinking, like either addictions and things, and then fighting that through willpower and rising up in consciousness until you come to the heart, which is the door to the Father. And this is where the Son lives. He dwells in the heart. He dwells in the heart. So Moses represented the act of really taking up, really rising consciousness from Egypt. Egypt representing really the lowest aspect. Like if you know about kind of like the 7 chakras, we have the crown, the witch, again, like it's also like the witch represented, it's really twisted, but really, really Moses representing going from the lower aspect, which is kind of the ground, the physical aspect, and rising in consciousness towards the upper aspect, which then gets us closer to go meet the men and like the men on the throne. So that's a way to see the inner Moses. So as we're preparing for this Exodus, we must also prepare within. Ask myself, how does my understanding of Moses also plays within my own heart, plays within my own body? Because then it's not just an Exodus, just waiting for God to also get us out, but we need to develop the Moses within us, take us from our places of limitation, our places of addictions, our places of whatever else that we do that doesn't satisfy God, and rise in consciousness until we meet the Son of God in the heart, because then he opens up the way to the mind.
Exactly. And it's like, to finish up, Yah Mikhael, I will send Yah Mikhael another thing. We'll probably share it after. That will be for another time. But I think we kind of got the most important thing. And once you, what I'm going to send Mikhael Massa, just to share with you guys, is to add on to what my brother says. It's the Christ consciousness. And once you should realize, you don't have to wait for something when that power is in you, when you embody that power, because it's like the Power Rangers. Back when I was young, you watched the Power Rangers, right? Every time they're about to fight an important battle, there was always, you'll see like a big alien type being. And then what they have to do is they have to do a transfer, like a fusion, where all these Rangers come together and they become a big giant robot. And that's kind of like how we are, because that's the Christ, being one body of Christ. That is that version, one body of Christ. You are a Christ. You could a Christ through that consciousness when you rise above. And there's literally there's a chemical, and this is going to be very brief. There's a chemical where what you call light particles that hit this molecule that looks like a cross, and that is Christ dying on the cross for you. It's within the body, within the cell. These light that create this very reality that we live in dies in the cell. So I'm not going to go into that right now. I'm going to send you to Yah Mikhael. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Brother Kobe. Let's say thank you to Brother Kobe. We're going to teach you now very quickly, and later we're going to hear a little bit what the Mwanda say, okay? So let me just share my screen. Okay, we stopped the last time with the prophecies. It is very important to read this prophecies and to talk about it. Why? Because we have to know where we are now, in which position, in which times, okay? And Brother Keith, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Brother Keith. Can you see here the map?
Yes, I can see the map.
Exactly. So the last time we talked about the 8 powers of the 8 nations, okay? We will also continue. We will also start here, from here, okay? For the people that maybe didn't understand it very well, we can see here very clear that the first kingdom that came was Babylon. And still today, we used to call it the Babylonian system, because Babylon was the first nation that came with the wicked system, employed by Nimrod, etc. And still today, we are living in the Babylonian system. And as we can see, we had here 8 nations that ruled over the earth. And after that, so which means after USA and, his family, which means the other nations, after that, the New Jerusalem will come. That's why Yah Nzambe is moving with high speed. That's why Yah Nzambe is moving with high speed, and he's trying to help us to be united. Okay, and here are the Bible verses. For everyone that wants to write them down, okay, and you can see how the Most High is describing these nations with animals, okay? Then you have a little math down here. First nation, second nation, third nation, fourth nation, fifth nation, sixth, seventh, and eighth equals 36, okay? And if you're adding 3 and 6, it will be equal 9, which means the 9th nation, that will be the nation of the Most High. Okay, and this is where we are going. Okay, we are working now to make it into the, after USA, there will be no Chinese or other nation coming and ruling over us. And that's why we are living in the times that Yissa'Yah was spoken about, that Jeremiah, Isaiah, you had different kinds, Amos, of prophets. They spoke about this time, this Daniel, okay? And we are in it, okay? We are in it. So we already saw more than the prophets saw, because they spoke about it, but we are living in it. We are living in these times where we have cars, we have plans, we have everything what they spoke about, we are seeing it. We are seeing it in life. Now, the thing is now that we are, we have to move. It's not like that because we are living now we have now greater technology that we are also living in the better times. Every time was the same: Babylonian time, Egyptian time, Greece time, Rome, France, Germany, and even before that, we had always, there's nothing new under the sun. It was almost the same process. But our problem was that we have been 400 years in slavery, and all the time that Greece, Egypt, and all these times here, we entered into slavery, and we forgot ourselves, and we now try to be united again, try to find ourselves, try to to connect again to our ancestors, to the Most High, and etc., etc. And this is why we are here. Okay, this is why we are here. We want really to feel the Most High. We want the Most High to to give us this back that was stolen from us. Okay, there's something what the world's own us. They have to pay us something back. Okay, all of us, all of us feel the pain. All of us are tired. We want peace. We want peace. And I know that we want it. So now let us just go. So we're gonna now know how the Most High will wait a minute, it's coming here. Political reign of Yissa'Yah Christ. Okay, this is very, very important. Yeah, Keith, can you read it, or should I just make it smaller?
Can you make it bigger, just a little bit?
Bigger?
Yeah, just a little larger.
Let me try to. How can I make it bigger?
If not, I think I can I'll try and make it out if you can't.
You try to make it out?
I'll try and make it out. Okay, political regime in the reign of Christ?
Exactly.
Okay. I do not know how you will be the elders and counselors when the Son of Man manifests himself. Some will be priests, others rulers, others pastors. All of these will come out among you, but there will be people who will be part of the gospel and will be rulers. You'll be very important. In Angola, there will be no more president of the republic because Christ will be emperor. That is to say, more than a king. And you will be neither presidents, nor governors, nor commissioners. These are titles for children. You will be kings, princes, dukes, marquises, counts, viscounts, and barons. Therefore, fear nothing, because Yah and Christ are with you. See, even the son of Tata has been perfected. He is the man. Luanda will not be the capital of Angola when Christ is manifested, because he hated Yah. Luanda does not want the word of Yah. The likeness of what had happened in Babylon will almost be destroyed. And it will continue to exist because there are people from many tribes here. But I don't know how many people will save in Kalet. Luanda will be the third city in the kingdom of Christ. I just remembered to tell you these few words, that the New Jerusalem will be in your land. Or don't you want to? If you don't want to, it will be delivered to another African country. In the new world, you will have neither presidents nor vice presidents. There will only be kings, emperors, dukes, counts, vice counts, and barons. They are the titles of the government of Christ.
Okay, now let us meditate 1 second. And who wants to tell me what we have read here? Maybe a woman. Can a woman tell me what we read here? What is written here?
I can go.
Go ahead.
What I got from this was it's gonna be like a royalty. No more like made up titles, but it'll be like a order, and it'll be royal.
Exactly. So the Most High is gonna give us our priesthood back, our kingdomship back. Okay, and yeah, go ahead. Do you want to say
Well,
something?
I would like to say, I think Yah Nzambe here is trying to tell us that in this period that you are going into, he's going to take us into such a time that things like presidents and all these people who are in leadership at the moment, he's going to remove them, and he's going to put himself, his people are going to go into the political, like the leadership positions, all of them. It will be now led by spiritual people that he himself is going to put up there. So all these people will actually be led, they'll be connected to Yah Nzambe, leading in such a way that it's not their way that they are doing. Actually, Yah Nzambe is actually guiding them into doing that which is his will to his children. And we are the people that Yah Nzambe is going to use. And we have to, to get prepared and be able to receive that power that we need to have in order to operate in that realm. Ingeta.
Wow. Thank you, Sister Lungile. Is there another woman that wants to say something?
Yes, it's like from what I understood is we are going back to what we were before. You know, this system that we are living from this era is the slavery system. So we will go back to what we used to be before, kings and queens, prophets and prophetesses, you know, and the system of our ancestors, or at least I'm talking about the historical part, because in history we learned that. So we'll go back to our roots. I think this is the right term to say this. We are going back to our roots, to how we used to be, you know, because all these government things, these presidents, they actually kill us. It's something that came with slavery and the fake independence that we had, or that we believe that we have the freedom, that we still don't have it. So all the fake system will go back, and we just we will be what we used to be before. But I think this time more stronger, because we have learned from the past mistakes from our ancestors. So I think it will be different, and it will be bigger as well.
Let us read then. You today is the Kimpavita Day, the Women's Day. You guys gonna break down everything. Go ahead, brother. Keep reading.
And they rejected the knowledge of Yah. Yah in turn gave them a depraved feeling, or as well as gave up to do things they did not eat. Dogs, sorcerers, adulterers, murderers, idolaters, and everyone who loves and practices lying will be left out. And the axe is already at the root of the trees. Every tree, because it does not produce good fruit, is cut and thrown into the fire. I, in fact, baptize you in water on the basis of repentance, but the one who comes after I am more powerful than you, who am not even worthy to take the sandals to him. He will baptize you in the Holy Spirit and in fire. When Yissa'Yah was questioned by the Pharisees about when the kingdom of Yah would come, he replied, the kingdom of Yah does not come with an outward appearance, nor will they say, here it is, or here it is, for the kingdom of Yah is within you. Then he said to the disciples, days will come when you will want to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and you will not see it. They will say to you, here it is, or here it is. Do not go, for follow them. For just as lightning shooting at one end of the sky illuminates to the other end, so will the Son of Man be on this day, on his day. But first it is necessary for him to suffer many things and to be rejected by his generation.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. This is it says so many things here. So is there another woman that wants to break this down with the other things that we have read already?
I would like to, what I understand is that many people are not, like at the moment, they are not understanding or receiving what like Mikhael Massa is trying to help them to know or to hear. So many of our people are rejecting the the prophecy of Tata Nzambe that he has sent through his prophets of today, and they are kind of not believing it. They don't believe that this world will dissolve. It will just disappear, and what they are holding, they can't let it go. They keep on holding what is not even real. They are so disbelieving and trying to argue or to go against it, and that is when Christ will appear. It's when everything will just appear, and it's just like another song which says the world will soon dissolve like snow, and the sun will bear to shine. But in God, you called me here and below will be forever mine. So people are not believing it, and so many are in Christianity where they are waiting for the rapture or other kind of things. I remember yesterday I was talking with one of my colleagues who mentioned that in 2000 they were waiting, people were waiting something will happen into the world, and then nothing happened. I told them there is this thing that there's difference between this world we are living and the earth. The earth is there to stay, but this world we are living with all these leaders and everything will just disappear. And then Christ will rule with these people. So
with other words, we can't change the world philosophically or physically. The Most High will change it, and He will change it with wonders in a way that no one will even can even. It will be like a wonder. It will be like something that the world can't believe. It will, who will believe that we can become kings one day? Simon Toko said to my mom, your son will one day rule over the Gentiles. They said from their parents that after 400 years, our people will start getting, having different kinds of positions everywhere, in jobs, in politics, in almost everywhere. We will own our own companies. White people never believed in it. They never believed that we will one day even read, that we can marry their daughters, that we can sit with them in one place and sitting with them and eating in one restaurant or something like that. This doesn't happen 60 70 years ago. Okay, this was impossible. Okay, we lived in the same country, but we had even to separate the buses, and in jobs they used to run away from us, fight us, giving us drugs, and in the ghettos. Now, no, we are awoken. We are almost awoken, and now that Nzambe is changing us spiritually. That Nzambe is about to changing us spiritually. That's why he's saying, dogs, sorcerers, adulterers, murderers, idolaters, and everyone who loves and practices lying will be left out. So Tata Nzambe is choosing, he's picking. He's picking. And there where we go, they won't go. They will not even see us going. They will not even understand where we go. They will not even understand how we go, because they think they have everything under control, but they don't. And Tata Nzambe will lift up Yissa'Yah in us. Of course, he will bring signs and wonders to shock the world, but no one of us will die. Even if fire comes, even if water comes, everything can come, but no one of us will die. That's why we are here. That's why we are here. Okay. Let us go to the spiritual part.
Esperança dos céus com os santos em luz, compor-nos Jesus, pois o preço pagou. Exultai, exultai,